on the rabble. Life is a well of joy, but where the rabble drinks too, all wells are poisoned. I am fond of all that is clean, but I have no wish to see the grinning snouts and the thirst of the unclean. They cast their eye into the well, now their revolting smile shines up out of the well. They have poisoned the holy water with their lustfulness, and when they called their dirty dreams pleasure, they poisoned the language too. The flame is vexed when their moist hearts come near the fire. The spirit itself seethes and smokes where the rabble steps near the fire. In their hands all fruit grows sweetish and over-mellow. Their glance makes the fruit tree a prey of the wind and withers its crown. And some who turned away from life only turned away from the rabble. They did not want to share well and flame and fruit with the rabble. And some who went into the wilderness and suffered thirst with the beasts of prey merely did not want to sit around the cistern with filthy camel drivers. And some who came along like annihilators and like a hailstorm to all orchards merely wanted to put a foot into the gaping jaws of the rabble to plug up its throat. The bite on which I gagged the most is not the knowledge that life itself requires hostility and death and torture crosses, but once I asked, and I was almost choked by my question, what? Does life require even the rabble? Are poisoned wells required, and stinking fires, and soiled dreams, and maggots in the bread of life? Not my hatred, but my nausea gnawed hungrily at my life. Alas, I often grew weary of the spirit when I found that even the rabble had esprit. And I turned my back on those who rule when I saw what they now call ruling, higgling and haggling for power with the rabble. I have lived with closed ears among people with foreign tongues. Would that the tongue of their higgling and their haggling for power might remain foreign to me. And holding my nose, I walked disgruntled through all of yesterday and today. Verily, all of yesterday and today smells foul of the writing, rabble. Like a cripple who has become deaf and blind and dumb, thus I have lived for many years, lest I live with the power, writing, and pleasure rabble. Laboriously and cautiously my spirit climbed steps, alms of pleasure were its refreshment, and life crept along for the blind as if on a cane. What was it that happened to me? How did I redeem myself from nausea? Who rejuvenated my sight? How did I fly to the height where no more rabble sits by the well? Was it my nausea itself which created wings for me and water divining powers? Verily, I had to fly to the highest spheres that I might find the fount of pleasure again. Oh, I found it, my brothers. Here, in the highest spheres, the fount of pleasure wells up for me. And here is a life of which the rabble does not drink. You flow for me almost too violently, fountain of pleasure. And often you empty the cup again by wanting to fill it. And I must still learn to approach you more modestly. All too violently my heart still flows toward you. My heart, upon which my summer burns, short, hot, melancholy, over blissful. How my summer heart craves your coolness. Gone is the hesitant gloom of my spring. Gone the malice of my snowflakes in June. Summer have I become entirely, and summer noon. A summer in the highest spheres with cold wells and blissful silence. Oh, come, my friends, that the silence may become still more blissful. For this is our height and our home. We live here too, high and steep for all the unclean and their thirst. Cast your pure eyes into the well of my pleasure, friends. How should that make it muddy? It shall laugh back at you in its own purity. On the tree, future, we build our nest, and in our solitude eagles bring us nourishment in their beaks. Verily, no nourishment which the unclean might share. They would think that they were devouring fire, and they would burn their mouths. Verily, we keep no homes here for the unclean. Our pleasure would be an ice cave to their bodies and their spirits. And we want to live over them like strong winds, neighbors of the eagles, neighbors of the snow, neighbors of the sun. Thus live strong winds. And like a wind, I yet want to blow among them one day, and with my spirit take the breath of their spirit. Thus my future wills it. Verily, a strong wind is Zarathustra for all who are low. And this counsel he gives to all his enemies and all who spit and spew. Beware of spitting against the wind. Thus spoke Zarathustra,